Hello, and welcome to another edition of Let's See It. Today, we're going to take a look at Sugerloaf Mountain. After watching this short video, you're going to know exactly what to expect if you go there. This includes what you will see, the trail conditions, what to wear, the difficulty levels, are pets, bikes, ATVs, camping, or hunting allowed? Are there bathrooms or handicap parking? Literally everything, so stay tuned. I gotta say, driving there was really fun. Really liked the open road. You saw like a lot of open farmland, and it was just kind of a nice, serene, kind of like calming environment. Got you in the mood for a really nice country like hike. So the first thing you do when you pull up, you see a small parking lot. This is at the base of the mountain. It's oftentimes confusing to first-time visitors. They oftentimes mistakenly think that they're at Sugarloaf Mountain. This is the parking area, but it's not. And you'll see, we'll walk up and there's a little payment kiosk there. Sugarloaf Mountain is free. However, they do recommend a $5 maintenance charge just to go on the mountain. And that's where you drop the money. Now, right where you drop off the money, there is a map, and there's several locations that you can pick up free maps. There's also, as you just saw right there, a bathroom stall at the base of the mountain, and there's two additional porta potties at the very top. Now, if you like to drive, and you especially like to drive like a stick shift car, this is a kind of windy type of a mountain. It's kind of steep. It doesn't really reflect it as much in the video as I would like. But it is kind of a nice drive. It is a one-way street. It's very narrow. So as you can see, the mountain has a lot of twists and turns and bends. Makes for an awesome drive. This is what the parking lot looks like at around 8:15 in the morning. As you can see, it's mostly empty. We're one of the first ones there. And we're driving right now towards one of the main overlook areas. This is what it kind of looks like from the parking lot. And this is actually later on in the day. You can see there's a lot more people here later on in the day. So what you're about to see right now is called the East View. One of the things I like about this is if you didn't want to go on a hike, you just wanted to get a great overview. It's just steps away from the parking lot. So you'll have someone with you who doesn't want to go through all the trouble of hiking further up the mountain. They can still enjoy a great view from this location. A lot of people come here and they sit on the rocks or the benches and they just enjoy the view. Right behind where you can take a view, there are a lot of benches, so if you want to have like a picnic or a little lunch, that's available. There are no fires allowed. As you can see, there are two porta potties, and right next to the porta potties there's a map station, so if you missed it at the bottom of the hill, you can get a map from here. It has a larger map so that you can see a little bit more clearly, and then it has a smaller maps for you to take with you. What you look at now are some trail markers. You'll see there are a lot of different types. I really like that about this, and all the trees are color coded to the 4 different types of trail that you can take. There is the blue, the purple, the white, and the yellow trail. One of the great things that I like about trail markers, if you come to a crossroads and you're not sure which way to go, one leads to nowhere, the other one is part of the trail. The trail markers help guide you along so that you don't get entirely lost. One of the things about the trail marker is you'll note that they have numbers on them, and the numbers correspond to your location on the map. So if you're on the blue trail and you see the number, you can look on the map and get an idea of exactly where you are on the maps that they provide. The trail is well maintained. You'll see a lot of trees that have been fallen over the trail, and you can see that they have made cuts in them and removed them so that you're not really impeded. And we saw this all along the trails, which is a good indication that it's being well maintained and taken care of. There is a fair amount of climbing, nothing too steep or strenuous. However, it does get you quite exhausted fairly quickly. And some of the steep climbs are just straight up and they continue on for a few minutes. But it's nothing too strenuous. Most people will be able to manage that much difficulty. And that's sort of what the terrain looks like on some of the climbs. So on the day I was there, I did not have hiking sticks with me, but as I was walking, there was a fair number of individuals who had hiking sticks. That's helpful, keep your balance if you're climbing up or down. So if you have them, definitely bring them. We did see some people improvise. They didn't have a walking stick, but they just picked up a stick and they just used it as they were hiking along there. So if you got it, go ahead and bring it. One thing I did not see was a lot of running water. You can see this stream right here. This is one of the few streams that I did find. Most of the time when I did see water, it was either crossing over a path, or most often than not, it was running alongside the path. Now, unfortunately, there were just a handful of occasions where, the path was quite muddy, so much so that if you didn't have the right foot gear on, it was difficult to walk through here. On the day that we went, it was in the middle of the winter. It had rained a few days ago, so that's what the path looks like after, say, a few days. It had rained earlier. On this portion of the Blue Trail, you can see that the path is entirely immersed in water, which means that in order to traverse it, we had to step on these rocks here in order to get across. In a moment, you're going to see my daughter do it, and if you're not skillful, you can see how you can easily fall in there or misstep and get your feet completely wet. I had on Keen hiking boots and I thought those were great. My daughter, as you can see, she has on just plain tennis shoes and she had no problems whatsoever. There was only one section of the path that was covered in wooden planks like these, and as you can see, it's largely because this area floods a lot. I didn't see anyone running on the path the day I was there, but there were quite a few sections that were quite flat. So if you're a trail runner, this might be something for you to consider. One of the great things about the great outdoors is that you do get a chance to see nature and just the natural rock formations, interesting to look at. There were a few that you could actually climb, and when you got to the top or close to the top of the mountain, there was a couple occasions where we climbed up and got a pretty good view of what the top of the mountain looks like. When you get to the top of the mountain, it does get quite windy, and it's quite cool up there, considerably cooler than maybe say at the base of the mountain. So just keep that in mind as you're climbing. As I was climbing, I saw quite a few hikers. Most were not alone. There were oftentimes groups of 2 or 3, and a few solo hikers. But we saw large groups too as well, maybe 1 or 2 dozens at a time. What I did see a lot of are pets. We saw quite a number of dogs. All were well behaved, no problems whatsoever. We saw dogs in the parking lot, and a lot of dogs were on the trail. At the opposite end of the parking lot is a stone house. So if you have kids, you gotta take them here. They love it. Facing the stone house to the left, there are stairs leading to a rooftop terrace. If you want to come here on a date or just to get another view, you get a fantastic view of the Potomac. So I got there at around, say, 8:15 or so. By the time I left, it was just past noon, and the parking lot was absolutely packed. There were tons of people there. So if you want to get an early start, that's probably your best bet to avoid not being able to find a place to park. And as the bonus on the way out, you get a last magnificent unobscured view. Absolutely perfect day.